So Mohbad's father went on a spiritual journey, according to him, and he returned. You listen to one or two things. If you've not watched that video, you definitely have to go to the video. After the end of this, you'll see it in the small box. It's a video that was done like some couple of, I think, 1 hour thereabout, 1 hour 30 minutes. So you can go back to watch that video. He said a lot of things. He uttered a lot of things. In fact, he laid curses. And this sort of rattled Wumi's camp and certain people who got into justice for Mohbad, according to them, for business purposes. They said they want to make tribute on behalf of Mohbad for the 1 year. And they said Mohbad's father should hold on to promise Aloba that he gave birth to and leave Mohbad for the street and for his fans. But what you're about to hear, I want you guys to sit tight. Prepare yourself for this journey. It is not going to be a smooth one. It's going to be a bumpy one. Open your ears. Listen attentively from the beginning to the end, like I've always suggested. And do not forget to like and share. That's the least that you can do for this channel. And if you are just coming across this channel, so you won't be looking for, oh, I thought it was this video, I thought it was that channel, just tap on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Still on justice for Mohbad, I want to say a special thank you and may God bless the pockets of those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon and the dollar sign in the middle of it. May God Almighty bless you, replenish your pocket. If you also want to be a part of this, you can as well tap on the send button. Still on justice for Mohbad. This one is so deep. So we have people who believe that Mohbad's father's utterances some couple of hours ago, what he said and how he went about it, and how he even spread the curses. Like, these curses are not going to be just on the organizer or the individual or the partake. In fact, partakers will also be part of it. And not just them, their children. Now, some of them have found fault in some of the utterances of Mohbad's father. They said, look, man, you cannot tell us what to do. After all, you are not the one that dictated to us to protest to get your son exhumed. You are not the one that even went ahead to donate. You collected it. You are not the one that did the candle night. You didn't give us data. You didn't fuel us. You didn't put blood in our body. You didn't give us water to drink. You have always been collecting. And we all stood up to fight for your son, not because your son is the only one that passed away. You're about to hear a lot of things. And you'll also be hearing Mohbad's father. This is deep. This is deep. I mean, this is unbelievable. Well, I want us to be factual about it. I want us not to add sentiments to it. I want you to take your time. Listen to this submission. And like I said, you'll be hearing Mohbad's father too. The words of Mohbad's father, you'll be hearing a lot of things. In fact, Wumi is involved. Karimo is involved. Mohbad's mother is involved. A lot of people are joined together on this one. Pay attention. Do not forget to like and share. Let's get right into it.
We happen to those who gathers, those who will gather to call musician and celebrate his son. This is the crux of the matter. And this is my simple analysis. Why Pastor Aloba has the right to say, please don't celebrate my child. Pastor Aloba so far had failed to reach out to the people that want to do what they want to do and say, do you want to do celebration or you want to do a tribute? Because according to English language, there is a difference between tribute and celebration. Tribute is an ode in literature. It's a way to remember someone by elogizing them in a sober mood, if you can, in many literal way, creative way, to express that we meet someone, even though we cannot celebrate you the way we want. It's like when you are doing a night of tribute to someone that died. What do they call it? Wake up day. When people will gather and talk about that person. That is what this also means. And I think Pastor Aloba, with all his Egbe Afenifere, had refused to apply common sense to say what these people want to do. can we even ask them and say, okay, you want to do something, can you please help us? Tell us what you want to do. If it is elaborate, we will appeal it's not elaborate. But if you just want to gather and eulogize him, it is okay. But please don't do it in an elaboratory way. So Joseph Aloba, you lost a son. You knew how painful it was. Should it be you that came out to seek the help of people? Even when you never seek the help of Nigerians, they rose up after the burial of that young man and saw what happened at his burial. They rose up across Nigeria, they protested, and the government of Lagos State listened. It wasn't you that told them to protest. It wasn't your wife, it wasn't your children, it wasn't your daughter-in-law or her friends, but people saw that what happened was not right, and they did that, and government listened. That gave you another opportunity for you to find what killed your son, even though you had said God give it and God take it. If you, as a pastor that had that opportunity, a second time opportunity, should you close it for people you also invited to say, Nigerians, please help me? We are human. We are in this matter because we have empathy. But when we put someone in the position of leadership, in the position of fathership, in the position of a priest, we are not in the time of the Old Testament when curses fly like air. We are in the time of grace. And Jesus has set the principle. Should we find ourselves in this position? Let us first not talk as Christian or Muslim. Let us talk as human beings. You call people to come and help you. They come, there are misgivings. Should you now throw the child and the bathwater away? My first question. Secondly, I gave Pastor Joseph Aloba, Prophet Joseph Aloba, Mr. Joseph Aloba, Baba Mohbad. I give him all the respect as the father of the disease. But he gave birth to Oladimeji Ileri Oluwa Promise Aloba. He did not give birth to the word Mohbad. The word Mohbad is the one that makes music for people all over the world to listen to. And he must be able to separate his son from his craft. Do you think he can take that right from them? Does he think it's cause we get to Ghana if people in Ghana decide to do a day for him or celebrate that they were thinking? Does he think if they want to do it in Belgium, in China, in Japan, in New York, in UK, in Manchester, in anywhere in the world, in Joburg, in Cape Town, his curse has power on it? Is he only saying that it is if you do it in Nigeria that my curse will happen? But foreigners can do it. And we are Nigerians that we are fighting South Africa that refuse to give a Nigerian, a citizen, but has Nigeria origin, that is competing in their Miss South African, and they rather give the trophy to an India. They say we will not give it to Nigeria, even though we are African. But yeah, we are Nigerians. This is a generational curse. I understand that portion of that Bible. Anybody that reads the Bible very well, we understand what this man did this night. Laying generational curse. And let us look at it. The Constitution of Nigeria allows people to have freedom of assembly and freedom of expression as long as it is aligned with their objective. What they would do for peace and security is to get clearance from the security, bring it down. But I believe in the process of it, there ought to have been discussion. I've said this in the past. Call the people that want to do it, please. Do you want to celebrate? No, we want to give him tribute. I don't understand the word tribute. They explain to you. If you're okay with it, I say thank you very much. I can even be there because you are making me to remember him. And tell them, please use it to create awareness that his body is out, but we want to get judgment for it. Just like what we want to do with the outdoor. Outdoor is not celebrating Mohbad. Outdoor only want to call attention of people that don't forget this guy is 12 months. We are yet to get justice. And I think that should be the discussion. But I think the problem that is here is this. Because people already have misgivings towards persons, they use that to spoil it better. Think of the implication of what we will do, not in the euphoria of our sycophantic followers that are clapping and saying, go on, go on, go on, do it. Think twice. When you have power of leadership, it is always very slippery for you to fall because you think you're doing the right thing. You need to think. You need to think deeply. And I will always say this. Mr. Joseph Aloba is a 57-year-old man. Is a full-grown adult and a grandfather. Mr. Joseph Aloba is a pastor, is a clergyman that knows how to console people when they are bereaved. Mr. Joseph Aloba is a father that lost a child. Mr. Joseph Aloba is an elder in his community. So he's wearing many caps, and I expect some level of deep thinking and reflection before he is pushed to do some things he ought not to do.
I want everybody.
Volume, please. Volume, please.
It's late night here. I can't shout. Okay, is this okay? Is it better like this? Okay. I want everybody to ask yourself: have you collected anything, celebration, in the name of Mohbad? Because I just realized when Supreme was playing that audio that this man just literally cursed everybody that is around him. If you all remember, about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, his own team members were celebrating and collecting certificates. Those are the first group that I can see doing any celebration about Mohbad while he's still not buried. So if you are a member of his team and you were given certificate or you participated in that celebration, you better hold him responsible if anything starts happening to your generation. This generational curse, if I have to be practical and place it anywhere, if I can place it anywhere, he has just cursed his entire Afeniferis, because those are the ones that have received any memorabilia, any item celebrating certificates to themselves. So you guys better watch your family from now on. And for those of us who are planning a tribute, a remembrance, as long as you are born of a woman and you pass through the blood of a woman to come to this world, I shield you by that blood of your mother, the blood of the Most High God, that no weapon, no curses laid against you can prosper. And from this day forward, I have been biting my tongue, holding back. Watch out from tomorrow. I will begin to speak the whole truth about Joseph Aloba. That's all I want to say.
You see, for me, dídúró ẹkùn kí bí ìtójó kọ́ o, but Yorùbá máa ń sọ wípé jogun omi a máa ń mú ogun tá a máa jà ń gbà mí. Now, if we sit where we are, there is something that I've seen in this justice for Mohbad. I see a lot of miscommunication. I see a lot of misrepresentation. I see a lot of people always jumping in between discussion, take something and never listen to the beginning and the conclusion. They go to wherever they want to go to and they begin to analyze it. And that is why we that we know better, we should always try to be holistic. Between you and Joseph Aloba expired last year. Don't talk about that contract again. It does not hold water. Forget it, it's gone. Whatever happens, you were paying, etc., etc. It is God that gives life. Whatever you might have lost, God will give you back, and is giving you good health to move about. You are not paying for the breath. You are not paying for the blood in your bloodstream. You're not paying for waking up every day and doing things. It is only by God's grace. And God that sees your heart to what you do, that it is for humanity, will bless you. Let me use it as that. Secondly, I would like you bless you. Let me use it as that. Secondly, I would like you to only talk about things that will be productive, that will help the cause of this justice for Mohbad, because we are still in it. We're just starting. So other things, when things happen, later, memos. You can do a lot of things. After war, we now talk about those who betray, those who do not. We don't talk about betrayal during war. Just leave it. Igbamin. It is not because we are stupid that we are quiet. It is because we think of many other things and we think of posterity. And because just as Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes, I guess, he said that it's time for everything. A time to give birth, a time to die. A time for plenty, a time for famine. A time for raining, a time for dryness. A time to marry, a time to sober. When it is time to marry or reconcile, a time to fight, a time to reconcile, a time of war, a time of peace. Let us focus and don't let us bring distraction. After we are through, we will sort things out. But I don't want you to, as politicians would say, don't eat up the polity. Let us finish what we want to finish. We will all be here, and God will give us good health and good life. We will all come back and talk about those things we want to talk about. But in the now, let us be focused. What are we focusing on? The young man that is dead. We know the challenges. Let us call out those we can call out. Let us have more people to know that this matter is still pending. Let more people talk about it. Let us bring it to fore. After that, Yorùbá ní pé ẹ jẹ́ alákatá lọ́nà ká wá fàbọ̀ fàdìyẹ.
The adage you use first. It should be àìjíjó ẹkùn bíi tòjò kọ́.
Ṣé
Kò
sir,
sóhun
thank you very much.
tádìyẹ tó lè fẹ́ yẹ àṣà ṣe. But coming back to African TV, I almost want to agree 100% with aristocrats. But African TV, you have been battered, even, although I didn't batter you at front, I batter you in the back. But when I realized the truth, I decided to be neutral. But event of the past few weeks, even when I was on vacation, has proven that I need to lean to your side because it is becoming unfair. And I will not tell you to hold bar because nobody is holding bar for you. You know why I will not tell you to hold bar? It's because somebody is not just insulting you. He's insulting everybody or anybody that thinks your way. When the going was getting good, nobody knew about 25, 30 or whatever percent. But when everybody now wakes up, when people now wakes up, all the ideas that you brought, they now started using it and raking out millions. Ẹni tó ń gbowó lórí ẹ̀jẹ̀ Mohbad, ó kó ọkọ̀ lọ́hùn, àdàbí ni, àdàbí á bí wọ́n, àdàbí á béèrè. Ẹni tó ń jẹ through ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad, àdàbí á bí wọ́n, àdàbí á béèrè. African TV, let your conscience be your guide. I know what you meant. I know what you wanted. You wanted to preserve Mohbad, and you wanted also to make a name for yourself. I am an American. That's what we do. Do the right thing, make name for ourselves, not make millions for ourselves. But we have that too. We know how to make money. And I don't fault anything that you did. Gbani ìgbàpamọ́ ò gbàpa ní ẹni tó máa gbé wá, ẹni tó fẹ́ tà àti ẹni tó fẹ́ rà. I don't believe in kẹ́nìkan fẹ́ tà kó wá rà tán kó máa wá sọ pé àbóòdì nǹkan tó tà fún mi àbóòdì ṣé bó fi wọ̀n ẹ́ kó tó rà.
Welcome back. So these are the team 70-30, and it has to do with the agreement that Mohbad's father had in the past. Now, a lot of people thought or they believe that Mr. Larry will forget about it and move on. After all, we heard what one of the guests said, that, look, Mr., forget about it. The contract between you and Mohbad's father ended last year, even though he did not honor it. In between, you guys broke, but you still want to proceed on whatever. But do not begin with, I'm going to drag Mohbad's father, I'm going to expose. The thing is there is nothing Mr. Larry Dumudia, or what's his name, there's nothing he wants to drag Mohbad's father for again that we've not known. Whatever it is that connected both of them together is simple. We are involved in image, or what is it that he said he does? He said he has a charity and is also involved in image rebranding, building, and artist rebranding, artist enhancement, artist growth. He said that is what he's into. He has a company supposedly that has never done anything before, but this one of Mohbad is going to be the first, which, yeah, there's always a first time. So he said he came on this one and is willing to go all the way to get a museum for Mohbad, and then build a museum for Mohbad, if I got that part correctly. Correct me if I am not correct. Now, one would wonder, what does Mohbad need a museum for? Is Mohbad, okay, the demise of Mohbad and the injustice that has been in our society for a long time is what prompted people. And don't forget that the 70% of youth in Nigeria, let us say that at least 60% strong came on justice for Mohbad. Why? Due to the injustice, the pressure, a lot of things added together. Cumulative effect is what brought about this demand for justice for Mohbad. Yes, cumulative effect. People were stressed up, the election, and many other things. So people needed somewhere to channel their anger towards, their grief towards. That is what brought this justice for Mohbad thing. In fact, people wanted to change justice for Mohbad for a purpose. If you think it was all about justice for Mohbad, no. They wanted something that would put them out there to continue NSARS and also to protest against the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because certain people didn't want him. But somehow the police were able to nip it at the bud. Somehow, things became what it is. Even those that wanted to hijack justice for Mohbad, like Sheikh Beteri, Tonto DK for a political whatever, and Gisles Lover, at the end of the day, they fell down yakata because people were focused. They know what they want. They know where they are heading to. So Mr. Larry came into it. He made his intention clear, according to what we heard, to Mohbad's father. Now, Mohbad's father fell into that trap. Let us assume it's a trap now, because he saw the other side, that is Wumi's side, having jumped to a well-known lawyer, Mohbad's mother there, and so he felt like, okay, I also need people who are well-connected. And Mr. Larry, if you listen to the way he speaks, he had given this Mohbad's father that kind of, I'm from abroad, I've been to New York, I've been to Germany, I've been to Belgium. So this man saw, Baba Mohbad is a local man now. Now, Larry presented himself like as someone from way up there, that Mr. Mohbad, Baba Mohbad, can never even think of. Like, that place is like heaven to him. So they gave each other whatever suggestion they wanted to give each other. They discussed, that's what I mean. Eventually, at the end of the day, Mohbad's father, according to Mr. Larry, was the one that said, okay, let me bring my lawyer into this. And they said Mohbad's elder sister was part of it. Mohbad's father called and said, look, so it won't be like I'm the only one. Come and also be a partaker of this. Let's see what they say they need to do on behalf of Mohbad. Now, Mr. Larry had presented a lot. Definitely, he will be talking about getting justice for Mohbad. He will be talking PR, who will be the one to respond to, and will be the one to put out whatever. But there is a problem. with all that Mr. Larry said, Mr. Larry, at that time, he had the opportunity to put Mohbad's father on the face of those that want to know what's going on. But because he probably lacked the experience himself, or he said it's African television, people thought that he was, but maybe he couldn't leave his job. He quickly ran back. I don't know. And also, a problem. Mohbad's father, at that time, he wanted donation, he wanted money. He didn't have something like that. So who is going to give who money? Is Mr. Larry going to pay for the transport fare of Mohbad's father to come over for an interview? He wasn't ready to. Where is the money too for him to start spending? But he has given Mohbad's father that idea, like there is money, there is everything is fine. So what he would have done if he's not ready to give Mohbad's father money, and if, I don't know, maybe himself is not ready to spend his own money to go, and he would have been the one on camera recording Mohbad's father, asking questions and pressing. If Mohbad's father was constantly talking and saying what he wants to do, I don't think Mohbad's father would do a U-turn. It was because Larry was not doing anything. After the signature, his mind is like, now I'm going to work on a big project. I'm going to get a museum for Mohbad. How are you going to get museum? By asking people to donate. So he thought, I'm going to get a museum built. We are going to do tribute. We are going to do this. We are going to do that. We are even going to give memory. A lot of things were going to be given. That was what he thought. And he's going to even come up with a show where people will come to talk and dance and sing and speak about Mohbad. He was going to create a kind of, which I don't see those ideas as something that is bad. But you need to understand that the case of Mohbad is different. He's not someone who passed away in a car accident and you want to create such. This is someone who passed away and is a significant other and blood brother, uncle is there, and we have issues, mysteries surrounding it all. So it's a big issue. So things didn't match up, things didn't blend. Not to talk of him calling Mohbad's father to threaten him and say we signed an MOU and you are going to interview. We said you were the one. You are not doing the interview. You are not connecting him to whoever. You are not doing nothing. And the man is saying that things are slacking up. You should sit down and be tied to your contract. Then they said it's like, this man, you have a job, a secret job to shut Mohbad's father from progressing. So the man took it upon himself like, look, you can't stop me from going out to talk. This is what brought the Oriyomi and that thing, Oriyomi and hand stuff from it. Mr. Larry went to Oriyomi Hamzat, and that was the final end of it. So now, the question that begs to an answer, why is he still interested in this? It's like a baby that he had thought about, a project that he thought about, like, I'm going to get this done. But all of a sudden, things didn't work out in the way that he wanted because he himself was not active. If he was active at the beginning, if he was on ground, but who knows, maybe he can't leave his job. But he wants a big break. If he could leave his job and if he was taking Mohbad's father everywhere, interview, things would have been different. Yes, at least he would have acted the PR part of it, media part of it. But does he even really have the ability to do it? Can he take time out to do it? This seems to be the problem for him. So now, what is Larry going to tell us about Mohbad's father? He said he has been quiet, he has been biting his tongue. What are you going to say about Mohbad's father? There's nothing to say. Your project flopped. It's as simple as that. Your project flopped because you had this bigger arrangement, complex arrangement. If you had gone simple, it would have been this way. You were not active. You didn't have people on ground. You didn't have a younger person on ground that will be running around to interview Mohbad's father, coordinating him, and then I'll tell you truth, Mohbad's father needed money. Was Larry having money to give Mohbad's father? Because at the end of the day, if you hear what Mohbad's father said at the beginning, maybe he regrets now. He said he made mistakes. He made mention of something. He said, these people cornered my son. I never had access to my son. And the worst of it, because people had asked, what about money, this and that? He said, $500,000 has not crossed my account. So they cropped it, cut off that part, and started spreading it that the man is only interested in money. And don't forget, he's a carpenter, a lot of issues were happening. He needed support. He needed sponsors. Was Larry connected to those? Larry does not necessarily have to be connected to those that will help Mohbad's father. But if his face was attached to Mohbad's father constantly, running around Mohbad's father, interview, people are seeing his face with Mohbad's father, then Larry can now say, yes, we are the ones, blah, blah, blah. We are the ones. Larry would have been the one running around Mohbad's father. And don't forget, he will be with Mohbad's father, helping Mohbad's father and also making money out of it for his own time. It's not all about charity. For his own time. After all, people listening are using their data. You are spending money. Larry came in for business. Maybe a little bit of charity could come into it later. Help could come into it later. But he was into it for business. And I think he made it clear at the beginning. So now that all of that is gone past, I think he should rest. But if he said he's not going to rest, well, let us see. According to him, all of the curses of Mohbad's father will not work on anybody because he has the blood of Jesus Christ and also the blood that came from every human being that came out of a woman. What do you think? Drop your comments.